to thank you for taking time to listen to us all. Now, I've just got... Oh, Sam Vilain?
Sam.
Yep. Okay, now, I've just been looking at this table on the handout we've got here. It's just on the last page. Now, it says it's a table of countries here. I note that the EU is not a country. Now, if you were to include the UK on this table, you'd have the percentage of world emissions for the UK would be 2%. The emissions change since 1990 would be about minus 21%. Okay, some of that's hot air, but you know. But importantly, their 2020 target for the UK is already 34%. And if they see other countries playing ball, they will increase that to 42%. Now, that's just their 2020 target. Their 2050 target, as outlined on their carbon budget fact sheet, is 80% by 2050. And there's no, I don't think there's any accident there, because the G8 meeting recently suggested that all of the G8 countries will overall, they'd set a 50% by 2050 goal, but that's for the world. The developed nations, the G8 developed nations, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Russia, the UK and the United States have all agreed to an 80% reduction. I mean, I know these are things that have happened since this was published, so, you know, you've got to cut some slack. Okay, so, yeah, well, our reduction is probably going to be in line with those, right? But what I want to say is that our reduction will be based on those negotiations. Whatever that is, I mean, I support the 40% or whatever, but I think it's actually relatively unimportant, because what I think is the biggest thing is that we need to change the way that we account, change the way that we account carbon emissions. This will make a longer lasting change. What we want to say is that companies that release a lot of carbon, put it on your annual report. If you get a carbon allowance from the government, that has to go on there as well, and that's what balances it out. That accounting changes will have a much longer effect, and it's simpler to do. It's just changing the way we look at the books. So, yeah, I just want to point out that the EU has agreed to do this by the year 2020. They'll be auctioning off the free allocations that they'll be getting. This is effectively doing that. And yeah, so I think that following what the UK have done in terms of their 5-year plans, and every 5 year making a law that says how much they're going to release, following the EU by auctioning off the credits by 2020, and just let the free market do the rest.